they made a statue of Dwyane Wade at the Miami Arena because most of his career he played for the Miami Heat in the NBA. And this statue is blowing up on the internet. First of all, it looks like he's 80.
Yeah, it looks like an 80. I didn't know who the man was, but I obviously saw this on social media, and I saw the picture of the real dude in the statue, and I'm like, what the hell is that? That is not the same person. That artist should be fired.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another thrilling episode of the TomCast. Today is Tuesday, October 29th. The lovely Morgan is with us. Hi, Morgan.
Hey, Tom.
And Big Joe is here. Hey, Joe.
Hello, Tom.
For those who don't know, today is Joe's second day as official employee of Tominator Law.
Woo!
Yeah, that's right.
If you want to get paid, Joe will make sure you get the money. If an insurance company owes you money, you want Joe going after it. Halloween is Thursday.
Yeah.
No. You like Halloween, Morgan?
Yeah, well, I had my party on Saturday. What did you dress up as?
I was Jeff Bezos.
He wore an Amazon shirt.
Talk about an easy costume. I put an Amazon T-shirt on.
I was in bed shivering. The only time I've ever shivered in Florida, I had sun poison. No, I had like sun poison or something. I played golf. Yeah, well, I got so much sun. I even had to shut the ceiling fans off.
Oh, I was a s'more with Trey and Felipe. So I was the graham cracker, Felipe was the chocolate, and Trey was the marshmallow.
A s'more.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good time.
Yeah,
Thank you, Morgan.
Yeah.
Felipe was a chocolate.
Do you buy Halloween candy to give out to trick-or-treaters?
Nah, not right now. In my neighborhood, it's not really like a neighborhood people trick-or-treating, so it wouldn't make sense. But tonight, actually straight from here, we're going to, at Benderson Park, they do a big trick-or-treat event for kids, and there's like thousands of kids that go to it, and you set up booths. So Strong Roofing is going to be handing out candy, Signature, Medicare, Brad's Company, and then Sarasota Speaks.
I bought two bags and I ate them both.
Joe, it's for the kids.
I bought them a while ago.
That was a mistake. They told us to bring 8,000 pieces of candy. Like, just for 8, one booth. 8,000. So,
I don't stay home on Halloween because I don't want to be dealing with that. I go to Hooters.
Piece of candy. Christ, you're talking a ton.
Yeah, I know. So I ended up getting half of that. I got like 5,000 pieces.
A forklift.
No, when I was a kid, that was a big deal. I don't think kids do it as much.
Trick or treat?
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So there's usually a ton of events. Like tonight is like obviously not Halloween, and they're doing this event. I know a lot of churches will do trunk or treat, and you pull up and you decorate your trunk as like a trick or treating stop. And like one person made their Starbucks one year, like a Starbucks coffee place. But I used to love trick or treating, especially.
I loved it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
If you could find the neighborhoods that gave the king candy bars, the king size, that was the winner. Right there.
I hated when they gave you an apple.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the fuck is this? I'm here for candy, not fruit.
Not
I loved it when they gave money. Did you ever have that once in a while? You someone give you a quarter? That was a lot of money then, Morgan.
Yeah. Good to know. Well, then you'd have the asshole dentist that would literally give out a fucking toothbrush, and I'd be like, I'm never going back to that house.
I had a toothbrush. That was for my father.
Hey, you haven't been to Walgreens lately? You know what toothbrushes cost?
Yeah.
You could sell it and get like 10 bags of candy.
Yeah, but
you know what
the dentist charges you? They charge you like $20 for that toothbrush.
But kids aren't
They
thinking
don't tell
about
you
that.
they're going to charge.
I had to go buy a toothbrush when we went to the evacuation.
Yeah.
And it was like $6 for the cheapest toothbrush.
They are expensive, but no child is thinking about the price of a toothbrush. They're saying, where the hell is my Twix bar?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Halloween candy? We can't count Twizzlers are my favorite.
Yeah, Twix.
Yeah,
I love Snickers.
Twix. Yeah, well, this grab bag that I got had Twix bars, it had Snickers bars.
You ate it all.
Frozen, all frozen.
No candy left behind.
Milky Ways. It was 2 for $1. I got about a month ago. Yeah, they're for the kids coming.
Don't go to Joe's house. He ate all the candy.
I don't understand. They obviously know what they're doing, but they lower the price on Halloween. Candy's cheaper now than it is all year long.
Yeah.
You would think they would make it more money.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I'm not complaining.
I got two big bags. Yeah, $5.99 for two of these big grab bags.
The caramel apples are good though. If you get a caramel covered apple, I wouldn't be mad about an apple. But that's a Halloween thing for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I've had one of those since Halloween. They are good. I haven't had one since.
Yeah.
I think there are some people
You can do a number on your teeth though.
Oh my God,
There are some people think Halloween is like satanic, it's like...
Well, it kind of is. What is the background of Halloween? Like, where did it come from? I bet you know. Producer Eric always goes to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, so he knows, like, the true story.
I don't know what it is either.
So, happy Halloween, you kids out there. Be safe.
Yeah, don't get any candy with razors in it.
Yeah, if you do, Tominatorlaw.com. So, we got to talk. Morgan probably doesn't even know who this guy is. There was a great NBA player, he's retired now, named Dwyane Wade, and he's married to Gabrielle Union. She's older than him, really attractive, tall. Mm-hmm. I used to love her back in the day.
Yeah, I bet.
You still do?
I still do. I still love her. Yeah, when I get divorced, I'll be waiting. But because everyone gets divorced, right?
Tom.
Except Morgan will never get divorced.
Yeah. Jesus.
1 week out.
It's all uphill from here. But they made a statue of Dwyane Wade at the Miami Arena because most of his career played for the Miami Heat in the NBA. And this statue is blowing up on the internet. First of all, it looks like he's 80.
Yeah, it looks like an 80. I didn't know who the man was, but I obviously saw this on social media, and I saw the picture of the real dude in the statue, and I'm like, what the hell is that? That is not the same person. That artist should be fired.
He's a good-looking guy. He's not that old. He's probably, I don't think he's 50.
Yeah,
maybe the late 40s, I would think. And they make this like freaky ass looking statue. I'm like, what the hell?
How long has he been retired? 5 years?
About 5, less than 10.
But this statue is so bad, and I don't know if this is true, but the joke is that his first quote when he saw it was, "Who's that?" Because it's like, that is not him.
He got a statue, so.
But how many rounds of approval do you think that went through? Like, someone had to have been looking at the statue as the artist was making progress, and no one said to the guy, dude, that is so far off, you cannot give this to them. Fix his face.
I can't believe that it got approved.
I want to look up this artist later, do some investigating on his other artwork, because he probably sucks.
So, Dwyane, congratulations on your statue.
Your ugly statue.
He didn't say anything bad about it.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't see it. No.
I got to show him.
All right, now a little Taylor Swift news. For those who don't know, Taylor's tour is winding down. She was in New Orleans last weekend for 3 shows, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So during the Sunday show, her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, was playing. The Kansas City Chiefs were playing. So they must have had some like thing in her ear or whatever, or signal, but Travis scored a touchdown while she was singing. And she raised her arms like the touchdown.
Someone definitely said something into her mic. That's cute.
And then one other part, she did a fake throwing a pass, like not with a real ball, but like this. And then she has this one song called Karma, and she changed the lyrics. The lyrics she sang on Sunday was, "Karma is the guy in the Chiefs coming home straight to me." Like, she was talking about her boyfriend. So we're happy for Taylor that she got a boyfriend that.
I wonder if this is the real deal. I'm waiting for that ring.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that'll be the second marriage you do.
Yeah.
Right, I just want to put that out there, Taylor and Travis. I've only married one couple ever, but by all accounts, I did a great job. So I'll give you guys a good deal. If you just come on the show, I will marry you for free. I'll marry Taylor. And give me tickets for all my friends that are Taylor and Travis friends.
Absolutely.
So that's Taylor's got. We might see her at an NFL game. The next 3 shows are in Indianapolis this weekend, and Travis is playing this Monday night, so it's kind of nearby. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Taylor at the Monday Night Football this week. For those Swifties out there that want to see their girl, you might want to tune into Monday Night. The Tampa Bay Bucks, our hometown team, is playing Kansas City, so that should be a good game. Mm-hmm. The Bucks are injured; like their 2 best receivers are out.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what they can do in Kansas City. The Chiefs are undefeated. So they're the only team left that has no loss in the NFL. Travis's team, they're 7-0. So they'll probably keep it going against the Bucks. By the way, again, shout out to Wawa.
What's in there?
I got it's Powerade Zero Strawberry.
Strawberry Powerade Zero. Okay.
And Tito's.
Give me about a half hour, Joe. All right, next there's so much going on. It's like insane.
Yeah.
Next thing, of course, is P. Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs. And I want to just emphasize, he has not been convicted of anything. In this country, you are innocent until proven guilty in criminal cases. So these are just allegations. His lawyers are adamant that they want their day in court, and he will be absolved of all charges. But it's just getting out of control.
I mean,
like people are just every day somebody's suing him. And these are like young kids, like they were 10, 17-year-old. You know, it's both
It's
sexes.
horrific stuff, yeah.
And,
well, we need like a more known celebrity name to come out and actually say they saw him do these things. Yeah. I think that would just really help the case. If a Justin Bieber came out and said he touched me inappropriately, or I saw him do something but I was a child and so I was too afraid to say it, like, it's just, he's got to go down for something. There's no way he's going to be proven not guilty. I don't buy it.
There are a lot of attorneys involved in this, but one of the big ones is an attorney from Houston, Texas, named Tony Busby. He's probably about my age. High-profile guy. He represented a lot of the alleged victims of Deshaun Watson, the NFL quarterback, that these people came forward. And I'm not here to judge Tony Busby or anything, but he's got an 800 number. Like, it's not the government, law enforcement running this number. It's his firm, the Sean P. Diddy Combs abuse line, where you can call this number 800-200-7474, and if you're a victim of abuse, they want to be your lawyer.
Yeah, because he wants to get a class action suit against.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if he's helping these rape victims, it's probably easier to have one lawyer managing all of the different cases, don't you think?
Well, he's not the only one, but he's got a lot of them.
But to get a majority of them, like, then why not?
I don't know. Like,
what do you think? Should it be everyone have a different lawyer?
Attorney advertising is highly regulated, but
that's not really an advertisement.
I don't know if I'd be just, me personally, I don't know that I'd be manning a P. Diddy 800 number. Would I like to get a piece of that $1 billion fortune?
Yeah, so maybe you should get a Diddy number. I mean, this guy was sick. Did you hear in the last couple of weeks they were saying that the baby oil that they confiscated was infused with the date rape drug? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the new rumor on the street. Like, if any of these, even if a sliver of these things are true, this man deserves to rot in fucking hell.
No, I agree. The thing about it, I'm not defending it by any means, is they have something called statute of limitations for crimes or for any lawsuit. And the laws have changed to like kind of reopen. They passed laws in a lot of states in the last several years. Like even women who, about the Bill Cosby allegations, like they were allowed to, reopen stuff from like 50 years ago, 40 years ago. And like, I'm conflicted because on the one hand, it's terrible. These allegations are terrible, but how do these people defend something that supposedly happened 30 years ago?
Well, what if there's like new ways of gathering DNA?
Yeah.
You know what? Like back in the day, they couldn't really test for that stuff, and then all of a sudden they came out with new technology. So when they reopened whatever the case was, they were able to test DNA and prove someone was guilty, right? I don't think that's a bad thing.
I understand it's a traumatic thing, and unless it happens to you, you can't know. Mm-hmm. But you wait 20 years to say something?
I don't know.
I
have no idea what it's like, but I can imagine it would be horrible and traumatic. And some people, especially men who are rape victims, are, instead of being more like upset and I went through trauma, they almost are embarrassed and ashamed of it. I don't know if it's because of like the gay aspect to it, whatever, but they definitely don't want people to know that happened to them, which is really sad. So I think if they change their mind years later and they really are a true victim, I still think they should be able to tell their truth.
I was reading an article. I'm not making a joke, but it doesn't happen very often. But like men who get raped by women are like embarrassed.
How does that work?
I really don't know.
Unless it's up the butt rape, I don't think it counts.
I don't know how that happens, but.
Well, like I said, it depends on which end it is. But how do you rape a man? No. Unless it's underage, right? An underage male
Well, I
victim.
think that's rape by definition.
It is, but anyone older than, you know,
A
18.
lot of school teachers throwing in a jug over that.
Yeah, because that is gross and disgusting, and that's more of like a manipulation tactic versus like a forced brutal
And
rape.
a lot of times with these school teachers, they're good looking. Like when you see their picture, and like you can't get a date, you have to rape a 14-year-old student.
Not just ugly people rape.
No, I'm sure.
Okay, it's people who are sick in the head. That's really what it is. So yeah, I guess you could say, why would an attractive man or woman do it? But there's something wrong with their brain if they're doing something like that.
Of course. So I mean, this is going to be a huge deal. This is going to go on for years.
Yeah.
I mean,
So he'll just be trapped in jail the whole time?
I would think that they'll just settle these. Like these lawsuits are going to get settled. You know, I mean,
And he's
That's
going to get
maybe
out
what-
and someone's going to
he's
shiv
got enough
him.
money. If he gets sued a couple hundred times and throws each $1 million, he's still going to have a fortune.
Yeah.
All right, a little bit of news is Tom Brady's ex-wife Giselle is pregnant.
Knocked up.
You know that.
Shit, I didn't know that.
She's 44.
Yeah.
And supposedly he was just her friend that her son's jujitsu.
Yeah, just a
and
friend.
It was her son first, and then her the jujitsu instructor.
She was doing jujitsu with
Yeah.
him. Yeah, were they naked?
I don't know, but I mean, he was training her. Like she was on the internet that just as much as you can have in your toolbox.
What grown woman learns jujitsu?
But
The ones that are
Ju-
fucking their instructor.
The jujitsu is a game of holds, different holds.
there is
So in this case, it's different positions.
Morgan, you never heard of these people, but Elvis Presley was
I've
married.
heard of Elvis.
Well, of course, but he was married to Priscilla, and
Heard of her too.
the marriage they got divorced. But she was learning karate.
Oh.
Elvis was really into karate.
Yeah.
So then he got the wife into karate, and his karate instructor. And this is a different era. Was a black guy named Mike Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So the wife. So we have precedent of the wife with the karate / jiu-jitsu instructor.
Wait, so was she cheating?
The word is that
Okay.
Elvis's wife cheated with the.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of they admitted it.
I mean, that is like, it's a close contact, weird sport where you're like touching and
But to be
groping
fair,
someone of the
Elvis
opposite
cheated.
sex. I mean,
And
honestly,
jujitsu, all the others are more.
you should just
contact-
have the same sex instructor.
I just want to put out there, Elvis
Unless you're
cheated.
gay.
Elvis cheated 1,000,000 times on her, so you know.
Yeah, then she deserved to.
But I thought that was ironic that I thought of Elvis when I read
Yeah.
this. That
He was with the Taekwondo.
Well, what I think is interesting, when did they get divorced? How long has it been?
Tom and Giselle, not that long ago,
Yeah.
maybe 2-3 years ago.
And I'm just curious. I mean, I know a lot of women have children older now, and they're capable of it. Their bodies can, but 44, that seems like she planned it. I don't know. I don't hear of any women that are 44 years old that get accidentally pregnant.
I don't think this was an accident, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know this for a fact, but they're both from Brazil, and that's heavily Roman Catholic nation. So where birth control is like frowned upon by the Catholic Church. So maybe they,
What?
they didn't want to use birth control.
Right. Yeah. Or she wanted the baby. I don't know. It just seems strange.
He's 35. He's younger than her. So maybe he said, look, I love you, but I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
So that maybe they made that kind of agreement.
Good for her.
So Giselle is pregnant.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would love to see. Too bad this didn't happen before the roast of Tom Brady, because that was so rough on how they were with him and his family. Can you imagine if she had already been knocked up, the jokes that they would have said?
Nikki Glazer.
She-
Jonah
yeah,
went to
yeah.
see Nikki Glazer.
I would love to see her. She's
And
so good.
she wasn't really that good the day we went. It wasn't bad, but she killed it on that Tom Brady roast.
yeah.
I think she won.
If you haven't seen that, you got to
Yeah.
watch that show. Like, she was so funny.
Yeah.
And Jeff, what's his face? He got a little out of hand. He's a karate guy too. Jeff, what the hell's that comedian? Kind of fat comedian. He's some karate guy too.
But she, she was like saying, "Tom,
Anything
come
in
on,
Chip.
the jiu-jitsu instructor, where were you?"
Yeah, what did you think was happening?
Oh man.
Well, they got him good.
World Series, for those, the Dodgers are playing the Yankees, which the Dodgers are up 3. You have to win 4 games out of 7 to win the World Series. The Dodgers won the first 3, so they need one more game. Looks like the Yankees are toast. They're playing tonight.
And we all know what team came back for 3-0.
Yeah, the Red Sox, 2004.
Only team ever did it.
But my deal with this is baseball's different than other sports. Like football, they have what they call revenue sharing. Like that's why the Kansas City Chiefs are undefeated, because now even the Dallas Cowboys are worth more than other teams, but basically they all have the same amount of money to spend. But in baseball, it doesn't work that way. So who's in the World Series? The 2 richest teams.
Yeah.
They can buy the best players.
Right.
They don't care what they spend. It's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the teams.
Kind of like, what's the point of watching baseball if you pretty much know who's going to be the end players or the end teams?
That's why I root for the Cleveland Indians and Detroit Tigers. Kind of made it far this year. These what they call small market teams have a chance. But it looks like it would be
Even Baltimore.
It would be they're a small market. They're a good team, but it would be an amazing comeback if the Yankees could overcome 3-0 deficit in the World Series.
Well, they got 2 more at New York, right?
Yeah, they got 2 more in New York.
Yeah.
They've all been close games. They've been good games.
Yeah.
Like they said, the TV ratings are really high.
I would think the next 2 New York will win. And then I got a feeling they're either going to win. Dodgers are going to win in 6, or they're going to sweep them. I don't think there's going to be any.
There's not going to be a Game 7, I don't think.
No. I just think coming back, those 2 teams are too evenly matched for a game. For Game 7, although they do want there to be the Game 7.
NFL. Joe, your Buffalo Bills are way out in front, 6-2.
I'm loving it.
Did you cash that bet yet? Joe bet the Bills to win the division at the start of the year.
Yeah.
How are they doing?
And
they're in first place by a mile.
Oh, wow.
They're not going. He's not going to lose that bet.
Good.
Well, the funny thing of it is, I've always been a Patriots fan, and Sean the pilot thought, you knew Sean the pilot?
I think I've met him at a Pioneers too.
Yeah, he tried to pick you up.
Oh,
No.
nobody ever did that. Maureen's married, Joe.
Anyway, so he, So he said, "Who are you going to take?" I said, "Well, I'm definitely not taking the Patriots." He gave me my pick, anyone in the AFC, so I took Buffalo. So I do two even up bets, 500 apiece, and I won the first. Get ready with the second one.
You're looking good. The big game this week in the NFL is Detroit at Green Bay. Detroit is in first place. Like I said, I root for Detroit. Green Bay's in second place. They're also a pretty good team.
What about Minnesota?
I think they're tied with Green Bay. That division's very close.
Yeah.
Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Chicago are all good.
Yeah.
They're all so. But the big game this week is Detroit at Green Bay, and Detroit lost their best defense, the best defensive player in the league. Broke his leg, but they still destroyed. I don't know who they played last week. They won by 40 points or something.
Wow.
Their offense is looking really good. Their quarterback is Jared Goff, Goff. They traded for him they got him from the Rams, but he was the first player drafted about 6-7 years ago, I would say, in the NFL draft, and he's been playing lights out. The big game in college this week, college football, number 4, Ohio State is at number 3, Penn State. Penn State's undefeated. Ohio State has 1 loss. They lost to Oregon by 1. Who's ranked number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
And the funny part about it, if you're betting, it's at Penn State. Ohio State is favored by 3.5. What does that tell you? Yeah. These guys usually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The bookmakers usually win. Not that I would know. All right, but the big topic, we got a week to go.
It's crazy.
1 week.
Have you voted yet?
I have not. I'm going to vote ahead of time.
I'm going to early vote, I think, on Friday.
I remember when you couldn't early vote, and I'd be online for an hour to cast my ballot when I lived up in New Jersey. And but I like this early voting because you can knock it out.
I was reading, though.
I don't have to give anyone the day off.
For the mail-in voting, something happened where some mailboxes started on fire. Where was it?
think it was Washington State.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? And what happens if that person gets caught? Like prison for life?
That's a federal offense. I mean, you're messing with an election.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to jail.
Yeah.
I don't like the. I talked about it on another podcast. I was a guest, and I don't like the mail. I understand like if you have like old people that can't drive, or they're disabled in a wheelchair. But I don't like this. I don't like this mailing it in. I think
you don't trust it, right?
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just open up to could be fixed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Now, they
what
put a
just
lot
happened?
of stuff in place, like they verify who you are and this and that. The mail could get lost.
Well, it's more that mail can get lost and it can get destroyed, and that's happened. I mean, on multiple occasions. So, at least with the early voting, it gives people more time than
What
1
day
or 2
does
days
early
to go.
voting open up at?
No, it
It's
already did.
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
they
could
already
vote
Should have
today.
gotten something in the mail.
Oh, yeah, I did. Well, I did that.
I'd rather see online because they could put security in so the person. But even that,
Well, think about logging into your bank account. You have to verify it with a text to your phone and an email and all this stuff. They could put in like 5 different ways to prove your identity. That would be, where they'll have like 5 different streets and one is from when you grew up, So I think that would make more sense and just have it like over the top, like 10 different questions.
they say this election is like too close to call. Like they don't know who's going to win.
So how long does it take when the voting finishes next week? You think we'll know by a week from Friday?
Well, I mean, there have been elections. Well, the classic one is 2000. Bush and Gore took like a month. But, I mean, how long until it's...
Broward County.
so we know who the
official
president
official.
is. Do you think we'll know by...
We'll probably know by like noon Wednesday or Wednesday afternoon, unless there's like some kind of lawsuit like what happened in 2000 or something like that. But we'll probably know the next day.
Crazy.
Because some of the states that are critical, like the West Coast takes longer. Like Nevada could be close. That's a western state. Or Arizona could be very close. So those states are going to take longer. So, but it might be by the end of the day, Wednesday.
Have you seen any odds on it?
You can bet it in Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm sure you can, yeah.
I mean, you can bet everything. But Trump had a fundraiser at Madison Square Garden or a rally, whatever. I don't know if you call it a fundraiser. And he had this comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe, kind of raunchy comedian, and he made a racist joke that, there's this floating island of garbage, and we call it Puerto Rico. Like there's this floating island of garbage, and that I don't think that's funny. Like I don't like racist jokes like that. That's uncalled for.
But then when do you, 1, allow free speech, 2, let a joke just be what it is, a joke? I mean, think of the amount of trans jokes there's been that people are up in arms about, about women's rights and abortion jokes that people are up in arms about rape. I mean, comedians joke about everything. So I don't agree with racism at all. But do you think that guy is actually racist, or he was just trying to make a joke?
I don't know. You know what my problem with that is?
When does it end?
They're trying to make a joke because that's their living. They're not even thinking of the race.
Yeah, he wasn't sitting there thinking, I'm going to let everyone know I'm racist.
I mean, they've been saying it since Trump ran for president the first time. Like, you see it all over the media that Trump's a racist. And I don't, to me, how can you know that? Like, that's getting inside someone's heart. Mm-hmm. Like, you could say, well, he does stuff that favors rich old white people and not poor minorities. Mm-hmm. But we don't know. He may think he's doing good for everybody.
Unless he's out there killing black people.
Yeah, like
I don't really, or you hear him say it recorded, I hate them.
My thing is that's a big thing to say about anyone. Mm-hmm. Like, whatever race they are, like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
But what I thought was ironic about that, and whether it's a joke or not, again, I don't know this Tony Hinchcliffe guy, and I'm not here to knock any place, whether he knocked Puerto Rico, but he grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. That's where he's from. So nothing against the great people. I have been to Youngstown. I mean, it is a rough place. Mm-hmm. I mean, the crime statistics are what they are. Like they call and it was really big there for years. Like we're talking way back, like the 1950s and 60s and 70s was car bombings. There's a lot of organized crime out of Youngstown.
Wow.
And I think they called it there was a name for a car bomb, like a Youngstown special or something. I don't remember. And here's this guy who's from Youngstown, and he's putting down Puerto Rico.
But I think that's why people are just taking it too personally. But
one thing is,
he wouldn't go and out himself. But also, what did he really mean by the joke? I don't get it. Is he just saying it's a shitty place?
That's where Danny Green killed the
Is that all it
Irishman.
was?
That's where he was. That's where he got all his reputation.
I think it was just a joke. People are just way too freaking
well, one thing
sensitive.
about whether he is a racist or not, that has nothing to do with Trump.
No, but
so he
people
was
are
at his
now
rally.
saying Trump chose to have him up there, so he condones it, blah, 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 blah. People are looking for anything to make this guy look like he's a piece of shit right before the election. That's all this is.
Now, I have made it clear that I'm a registered Republican. And I voted for Donald Trump twice, and I will do it again. But I try to be objective. I look at both sides. And there are good and bad about both sides. I don't hate Kamala Harris or whatever. There are things she stands for that I agree with. Mm-hmm. There are things she stands for I don't agree with. But my issue is and I'm not the first person to say this, is this the best we can do? I think Trump is a really good leader. I don't want to say great leader. He doesn't take any guff from other countries. And he's had his failures. All you have to do is look up the casinos he owned in Atlantic City. He lost money. He owned an airline called the Trump Shuttle. He lost money on that. Not everything he has touched has turned to gold, but and people say, well, it's easy to make money when you inherit $100 million and you start from there. But he's been very successful in his endeavors in his life. And I think he did a great job when he was president the first time, other than COVID came along and, no one could ever foreseen that.
Or did they?
But he is nasty. Why does he have to be nasty to people? If you don't agree with me politically, I'm not going to put you down. Okay, that's your opinion.
Right. We need to learn how to agree to disagree. And also, children watch this stuff. It's let's just teach people to be good people and how to respond the appropriate way.
But he's a strong leader. He's not going to take up from other countries that they do take advantage. The United States, being a wealthy, the richest, powerful country, we get taken advantage of. He's not going to take any guff. Mm-hmm. He was successful before. So do I care that he's nasty? I'm not trying to marry the guy. I just wanted to be a president,
Yeah.
And Harris, she seems like a nice person that cares about people, but really,
what does she know about war?
What has she ever really accomplished? She did get elected to. I guess her career was she was attorney general. She was a prosecutor in California, became attorney general of California, became a senator in California, and then became vice president. So she showed that she knows how to win elections. Mm-hmm. But really, what has she ever done of note? What are her biggest accomplishments?
Didn't she date some celebrity?
Montel Williams was.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Oh, Montel Williams ran a talk show.
Yeah, a talk show host. She dated him for I don't think it was a long time.
He had Parkinson's or something.
I think he's sick. Yeah, he's got health issues. Yeah. I liked Montel. He was a military guy, a veteran. Yeah. Mm-hmm. An officer. Yeah. I liked his talk show. I thought, he was objective. I think a lot of ways. I don't know who he votes for. But I think in a lot of ways he probably, would surprise you with what his, I think
believes
exactly what his politics are. But yeah, he did date Kamala for a while. So that's what it is, and I think that's why the election's so close, because people are well, what do I do here? It's
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how much some of these other countries are going to respect Harris if she were to win. Is she going to go negotiate with Putin or China or Korea? Or all these other crazy countries, Iran. We need somebody that's going to be tough. And I don't know how much she knows about economics. I mean, she may be. I don't think she's a bad person by any means. I think she.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fake. I think she probably does care. Maybe if she puts in a law that, like, Italian American attorneys get like
Get what?
Free government benefits. I don't know. I don't want anything from the government. I got what I need. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, we'll see. Should be an interesting week.
I mentioned this, Joe, on the other episode. Is P. Diddy is being charged with federal crimes. Right. There's state crimes and there's federal crimes. Like, so the president can pardon you for federal crimes. Now, if it's a state crime, the governor of that state is the only one. If one of these people win, maybe will they pardon P. Diddy?
People would be pissed.
That would be political suicide.
That would be such a mistake. There's no way. I don't think there's any way either of them would do that.
I keep saying I'm going to have an episode on presidential pardons, like, because this goes back a long way. Like, usually they do it on their last day. Because they're like, well, I care
it's
now.
like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, I don't care. I'm not running for no office ever again. And but there have been some pardons that were like really controversial. Like even like Bill Clinton has publicly stated that he regrets some of his pardons. And like,
wow.
How many do they get total?
They could pardon an unlimited number.
They can.
Yeah, there's no, some have pardoned more or less.
So you think it's got to do with contributions?
Or what do they have on them?
Yeah.
I think most things in life are about money, unfortunately.
Money and blackmail.
So that's going to be interesting. So we got a lot going on. All I want to do is watch Ohio State, Penn State at noon on Saturday. Give a shout out to Captain Kurtz in Siesta Key. That's Ohio State Alumni Association headquarters, if you will, where all the Ohio State fans go and watch their team. I will not be at that bar because I'm rooting for Penn State. I will go to a Penn State bar.
You might be singing later.
I might be there singing karaoke at 9:30.
Joe is great at karaoke, for those of you who don't know. He has a fantastic voice.
We're thinking about having some remote. I have to check with our expert producer, E-Dub, about some remote TomCast broadcast. One is Joe doing karaoke remote, and one is Joe and I. For those who don't know, Joe was a nationally ranked high school tennis player.
No, not nationally ranked.
No, not in that.
I was way up. I was 3 in a state at one point, but I was.
That's
and
awesome.
you did go to college on tennis scholarship, correct?
Yeah, University of Tennis.
So now Joe and I are too old and slow to play tennis well. I played tennis in high school, and but we're pickleball now is around.
Okay.
So we're gonna play 2 Hooter girls in pickleball.
That's a great
Me and
idea.
Joe, and we want to broadcast that.
You should. If you win, that'd be amazing.
Matter of fact, my father was why don't you go out to Kalamazoo and go get your ass kicked? And you beat those guys, fine, I'll talk to you. And sure enough, I managed to get my
We
ass
haven't
kicked.
played pickleball yet, Joe and I, but I did buy the kit.
Oh,
So
one
yeah,
we
step
have the
closer.
I got the kit. I got 2 paddles and 3 balls. So maybe we'll go out there Sunday morning and practice.
You should practice first.
But you don't have to run around. You just hit the ball.
Well,
I
you
think
still
Joe and
kinda
I.
have to run to get it if it
I think Joe and I
has to.
really do well in that.
Yeah, you should
Like, we'll
try it.
surprise
A long reach and a lot of yelling. Go!
We can volley. Would you pay to see us play pickleball?
Absolutely.
You don't have to pay. You
I'd
don't
be out of the corner taking shots,
Getting
cheering you
blind.
on. One shot for every one you miss, which actually probably is a bad
And
idea.
we're already doing some trash talk. Like these girls are like, you have no shot.
We'll see.
Too old
Get to
fuzz.
practicing.
The 60 and over against the kids.
I've proved many young women wrong.
Oh, boy.
I won't get it.
With what?
I've surprised many a young woman in my life.
Oh, my God.
I think at this point, we need to move to our post-podcast drinking establishment. A shout out to Joe's on Main.
Oh, yeah.
It is Tito's Tuesday. Buy one, get one.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
That's something we excel at. That's something we're nationally ranked.
I'm like, how do they make money?
Right.
2 for 1.
Yeah, that is crazy. But Tuesday's a slow day, so that's how they draw people in. It actually
That's
is really
why
smart.
we switched our show to Tuesday.
Oh, is it? Yeah, to support the local bar establishment.
You know, I support bartenders.
Now, will this
single
continue
mothers.
always on Tuesdays? Or we don't know.
They kind of up in the air.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, next Tuesday is election day, so I don't know if we want to have this on election day or we want, because then we won't know who won.
Right, we'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to have it on Thursday.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you all posted, so we don't want anyone. By the way, did I tell you guys that someone came up to me on the street that watches our podcast? He was like a 70-year-old guy. And he's like, Tominator. I'm like, yeah. And he goes,
How many hits do we have?
he goes, I love your podcast. He goes, did Morgan get married yet? I'm like, yeah, he said that.
We have fans.
We have one. I said,
Yeah.
1 million more
Look
like
like a
you,
nice-
and we'll be all set.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you near the Lido Beach Hotel when this is going on? I'm trying to figure out what beach you're. You're over near Lido Key somewhere.
What's that?
What?
For the wedding, aren't you?
It's already over.
Oh, no.
Wedding happened like a week
but
and a
I mean, no, what I mean is
It was by
when you were
Longboat-
on the beach, Longboat
Key.
Club.
So
okay.
instead of going left on St. Armand's, you go right, and
Yeah,
it's like the
there's the
first.
golf
It's right by
course.
Chart House.
Yeah, okay, the one that shot us.
I thought about calling the P. Diddy line right now.
Do it.
I don't want to get in any trouble.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a recording, and you have to
They said one newspaper called it, and then there's a recording, and you have to hold for then someone comes on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I still, that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not defending him.
It's just
but,
a convenient way
give
to.
me a break.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just like low class.
Tell us how you really feel, Tom.
So Ohio State, Penn State, noon Saturday. Taylor
I'll
Swift
be
Monday
rooting for
night.
Penn State.
Taylor Swift will probably be there Monday night, but that's just a prediction. She didn't text me and let me know.
She didn't text you. Did Kelsey text you?
Travis, he's a competitive podcast. We don't deal with him. All right, folks. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.